Right, here's a question that deals with concentration and moles and mass. They throw in a density part to it, which we haven't covered, but I'll show you how you can deal with that. So they have a nitric acid solution, 71% nitric acid. So if I can figure out how much the whole thing weighs, I know that 71% of that is nitric acid, and the other 19% or 29% is something else. Okay, now density refers to how compact or how much stuff is in a certain, in this case, solution. And the formula for density is mass over volume. So I know what the density is, and I know what the volume is right there. I can figure out how much that container weighs. So if I multiply both sides by V, I get mass is equal to V times D, or the volume is 1.20 liters times by the density is 1.42 grams for every milliliter. Okay, I have a problem there in that here I have liters, here I have milliliters. Why don't I convert this one to milliliters? So if I go 3 decimal places over, it'd be 1200 milliliters, just so I can cancel the milliliters. Okay, so now let's take and do that on our calculator. So I have 1200 times 1.42. There's 1704 grams. So that's how much that container weighs, is 1,704 grams. But part of it is a solvent, but the part I'm interested in is this nitric acid. And so 71% of this is nitric acid, and that's how much I'm wanting to know how many moles of that stuff are there. So what I can do is I can take the 1704 grams and times it by 71%, or 0.71. 0.71. So if I multiply that, that'll tell me how much in that container is nitric acid. Okay, so I take that and times it by 0.71. So 1209.84. 1209.84. So that's how many grams of nitric acid I have. So now they want to know how many moles is that. So now I can use the formula moles is equal to mass over molar mass. The mass of nitric acid is this, so 1209.84 grams. And now I have to figure out the molar mass of nitric acid. So I have hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. There's one of those, and 3 of those. Hydrogen is 101, nitrogen is 14.01, I think. Let me check. Nitrogen, 14.01. 14.01, and oxygen is 16. So 3 16s are 48, 14.01, and 1.01. So altogether it's 0.02, 63.02. So if I divide this by 63.02 grams per mole, then that'll give me how many moles I have. So I'm just going to keep this on decimals and just hit a bracket divided by 63.02. So 19.1977. 19.1977. So that's how many moles of nitric acid I have. Sig figs, I have 2 and 3 and 3, so probably 2. So I would say 19 moles of nitric acid.